Welcome back, Tampa. This is Jeff Stanislow, your host of the Let's Go Low Show right here on AM 820. And we're making it happen in the world of golf and business and things all in that nature because they go hand in hand. Our special guest today is Ritchie Lyons. He is with Top Flight Home Loans. Ritchie is coming back for the second time because he and I had a great conversation before about, just golf courses and real estate. And I asked him to come back because I think we got some more to talk about it. How are you doing today, Ritchie?
Doing good. Thanks for having me again. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So, before we dive into some of the business side of things, let's talk a little bit about, the golf world. How's your golf game going right now?
As bad as we discussed last time.
As bad as we discussed last time. I love it. You working on anything?
So I still just don't have the opportunity to get on the weekends anymore, but I am trying to find time in my schedule to actually, if not go out during the week to the range, practice, and just get my swing back to where it was.
Yeah, I was talking earlier to Mike Hicks, Payne Stewart's caddy, and he and I talked at length about the amateur golfer compared to the pro golfer, and so many things that they do differently. And the amateur golfer, one of the things that he recommends best is like you start thinking about, going out and playing golf and hitting a tee ball and hitting an approach shot. You're going to have a lot of variables, but he said if you want to learn how to score and start shaving strokes off the game, just work around the green with your wedges and your putter and just work on it. If you want to learn how to shave some strokes off your game, you're going to have your errant hits off the tee and approach shots and what have you. But if you can start getting it closer to the green, you can start saving some scores, and it's free to do so. I mean, most driving ranges or golf courses usually have a practice area. You don't have to buy a bucket of balls. You can bring a few balls and start get to work. So
that's true. A lot of your strokes aren't lost when you're taking full swings, right? They're lost when you're taking those quarter swings, half swings, trying to control it.
Yeah. And if you can become a better putter and, you start, making less 3-putts and making more 2-putts, you figure out like, okay, if I'm playing 18 holes and I can shave a stroke off, every 9 holes, or 2, all of a sudden you're going from, a 20 handicap to like a 16 handicap, just by putting some work in. So
it's true.
Yeah. This is Jeff Stanislow. You're listening to Let's Go Low right here on AM 820, the Big 8 in Tampa. We appreciate you guys tuning in and listening. This episode is brought to you by Golfers Unite. It's golfersunite.com. You guys go check out our new website. We just launched the HOOKUP board where you can get all these great deals that we're curating for our members. There's absolutely free. And if you want some premium deals, we do have a membership opportunity where you can join for free to Golfers Unite, and you can join a premium member and get better deals and better access to brands. That's golfersunite.com. So, Ritchie, let's dive into it. Last time we talked about, living on a golf course and the real estate values, just, kind of in general in some terms. But, we're here in Tampa. And one of the things that we wanted to cover was, some localized real estate. And you did some research on a couple of properties. Let's just talk about, how you got started in doing some of the research. And let's talk about the properties and, maybe a little bit of discovery on what you found.
Yeah, so as far as the research, this is kind of the industry I'm in, right? It's mortgages, so I'm very real estate focused. So it's kind of easy data to pull. So what I did was I kind of just wanted to compare 2 of the more known neighborhoods, golf course neighborhoods here in Tampa, Westchase compared to Cheval, which is, both are higher end real estate.
Yeah, I think that's a good comparison. I mean, we talked offline about maybe looking at like Palmacia or something like that, but the inventory just doesn't move as much in that area. So it's really hard to get and a lot of it's private sale. If someone does move, it's one of the neighbors, like finds out that the neighbor's moving and they have a friend and boom, the house is gone, not even listed on the market. So hard to get some comparisons. And I think doing Westchase and Cheval was a good strategy, to kind of go with. What were some of the things that you discovered, Ritchie?
So what I found was that, much to my surprise, so Westchase actually has more liquidity and appreciation than Cheval, because Westchase actually attracts a broader buyer. But if we're going to compare like the non-golf course home to the golf course home, we're looking at a substantial difference. In Westchase, your non-golf homes, on like non-golf course homes, are probably ranging between $550,000 to $700,000. Once you start getting on the golf course in Westchase, you're probably spending $650,000 to $950,000. And then once you get those premium estates or those premium lots, like in Harbor Links, which is a gated community in Westchase, you're probably spending about $900,000 to $1.1 million. So if we compare that to Cheval, Cheval is going to be higher end on each price range, right? Whereas the premium golf course holes in Westchase, like I said, is 900 to 1.1. In Cheval, it's about 1.3 to almost $2.5 million.
Wow.
The estates are larger, the lots are bigger, homes are bigger.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm familiar with both. I was actually a member at Cheval back in the day when Mr. Shields was the owner, and went through some transitions and stuff like that with them. And also I lived in Westchase for a little while when I first moved down from Michigan, and both are great golf courses. Westchase is a fully public course though. Where is Cheval fully private now, or is it still semi-private?
It's still semi-private.
Okay, so someone could go out and schedule a tee time from the public. What do they have, like limited tee times availability, and they have the morning tee times on the weekend for the members type thing?
Yeah, and I think you could probably get on like Saturday after 10 or 11 o'clock at Cheval.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you kind of have two things, or you have a semi-private club, so that's going to add value to your home, and plus Cheval, the entire community is gated, and there's not a separate gated area. And one factor that it has over there is the TPC is kind of adjoining to it.
It does have TPC, absolutely.
Yeah, so you kind of have two courses for one, but it is which makes a big difference. But you don't really have the nice downtown area where you have in Westchase, where it's kind of like its own little, Westchase is its own little city in itself type thing. It's got its own little mini downtown area.
True, you get more of a town feel, right? Family environment. You're closer to downtown Tampa, the airport, so you have a lot more at your disposal. You're closer to Carrollwood. But Cheval offers quiet, which to me is a huge attraction.
Yeah. Sometimes being quiet is very valuable. No, I loved Westchase. I enjoyed living there a lot. I liked walking, to some of the restaurants, and the entertainment value there is great. They used to have events all the time, and so I really enjoyed Westchase a lot. And I enjoyed my time at Cheval. It was just, not the right time because it was during a transition, period for the course.
Is that when Larry King Jr. Stepped in?
Yeah, it was during that area, and Shields, and then Larry King, and kind of came in. I think Larry purchased the athletic center first. I was gone before he kind of took over on some of the golf side of things. But anyways, so your research is finding that being on course and being across the street from the course can have significant value differences, or even maybe a street or two over from the course. It fluctuates quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just Harbor Links itself, right? In Westchase, I mean, you're looking probably maybe $150,000 to $200,000 premium just from being across the street from the golf course. So, people pay to be on it. They want to get out at sunset and practice on the fairway with their kids.
Yeah, I lived across the street from a golf course, and I think I mentioned to you previously, my wife didn't want to be out on the back lanai and watching golfers come up, or more so, I'm sure she wouldn't mind watching them. She did not want them to watch us. Let's put it that way. So,
do you ever try to do that trick where they accidentally an errant ball comes into your yard and you lay face down on your grass? You make them think that they hit you.
No, but I do have to say, one time I came out and I heard a crack, and my windshield, or my rear quarter panel window on my truck, had a ball stuck halfway in the window.
Oh my goodness! Wow, that might have been me.
Yeah, that might have been you. That might have been you. We're talking with Ritchie Lyons. Ritchie's with Top Flight Home Loans, and we're talking about residential real estate in the Tampa Bay area, being on a golf course. Since we're talking about golf here on the Let's Go Low show, this episode is brought to you by Golfers Unite. If you guys get a chance, check out golfersunite.com. Look at some of the great deals that we have. Join as a free membership if you want. And we have a paid membership, which is $30 a year. You get access to all 18 of our brand partners with exclusive discounts that would pay for its own membership, maybe after a purchase or two. So, Richie, what other things did you kind of discover in your research with those two things that you thought might be notable?
Just the noticeable difference was the appreciation factor, right? So Westchase, when it comes to harbor links and other golf course homes, it appeals to a broader buyer, right? I mean, so people who don't really know anything about golf might actually move to Westchase, so homes turn over quicker there. So you're gonna actually get more appreciation. But in Cheval, they don't sell as quick. But they still maintain their value because of the luxury feeling and lifestyle that Cheval offers.
So I guess the turn rate in Westchase is quite a bit higher. I mean, I know that for a fact, but one of the things that I think might attract a Westchase buyer is not only the golf course, but also the downtown environment. You got places you can walk to and parks and things like that. They do a fantastic job over there, really supporting the community with all their parks and walking pathways and events, and then the golf course. Whereas Cheval, if you're not a golfer, per se, or you might think Cheval is more dedicated for the golfer, as it is, kind of a dedicated golf community, even though they have a fantastic athletic center with tennis courts and what have you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, again, Westchase is going to attract that broader buyer, right? That wants that town feeling, somewhere they can take their family on Friday nights. And Cheval tends to lean to attract a more narrow pool of buyers seeking, like you said, specific golf course country club living.
Right. Yeah, I know it's kind of the same same vibe that I was looking for when I moved down from Michigan. We looked in South Tampa, we looked in Westchase, and then we looked in Lutz, and we were in Westchase for a while and loved it. But then the kids got a little older and we didn't like the kind of the feeder schools for high school level. So we ended up moving to the Lutz area. My boys ended up at Jesuit, but my daughter didn't want anything to do with private school. So after Mother Teresa of Calcutta, she went to Steinbrenner. So we felt very comfortable in, that a little bit of higher education, the high school level, being at Steinbrenner. So that was one of the reasons why we went out to, came up to Lutz. So let's talk a little bit more about golf, Richie. I know you haven't been playing as much as you should, and I got to get on you about that.
Just send me a text every morning. Get out there.
Exactly. Go hit that bucket of balls, you know.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about an event that we're in early in the planning stages and what we're trying to do. We are going to go out and visit Tamarack in out west. So let's
Yeah, in Idaho. Yep. We fly into Boise, then it's a 2-hour drive from Boise. It's a beautiful town called Donnelly, Idaho, and that Tamarack Resort is out there.
And so Tamarack Resort is the #1 ranked golf course, resort golf course in the state of Idaho.
Osprey Meadows, which is at Tamarack, is the #1 ranked public course in Idaho. Osprey Meadows happens to be at Tamarack. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're really excited about that. We're going to kind of do a preview event is our plan for a large kind of internet creator invitational in 2027 that's going to be hosted at Tamarack as well. So we're going to kind of do a preview event at the end of September, right?
Yeah, looking for that third week of September, and it's going to be great because the creators who are coming, right, that these golf influencers that we are inviting, the difference between this and something else that they might be able to go to is they can bring their families here because it's a family resort, so their families while they're there can do family activities. They can get in the lake, they can take a boat out, they can go swimming, and then after they're done with the tournament themselves, they can join them.
Yeah, we're really excited about checking that out. So I think September 25th is the date that we're doing the preview event. We're going to invite Visit Idaho and publications and Golf Magazine Digest and things of that nature to come out.
Tiger Woods.
We're going to individually invite some special creators that probably out in Seattle or, whoever can kind of make it to do the preview with us. And then we'll have all the details done for our 2027 event by then. I'm really looking forward to it because I think one of the things that Tamarack offers, as you mentioned, is the amenities that they have. We really want to gear this to be a family, kind of event, and they have zip lining, mountain biking, hiking, fishing. They got all different types of lodging. You can stay at the lodge, or
you can rent out a private home.
Private homes and condos available. So we're really excited about that. Well, yeah, Ritchie Lyons from Top Flight Home Loans, thanks again for joining us here on the Let's Go Low show. If you want to learn more about the event at Tamarack, you can just email jeff@golfersunite.com. If there's some interest level there, jeff@golfersunite.com. And Ritchie, how does someone get a hold of you if they want to reach out to you about what you do? And you do home loans and you help people with that. So
yep, I do home and commercial loans, so residential and commercial, and you can reach me at 813-361-6860, or you
one
can
more time on that, Ritchie.
813-361-6860, or you can look me up on Instagram at Richard Lyons _loan officer.
Richard Lyons _loan officer on Insta. This has been another great episode of Let's Go Low. Thank you, Tampa, for tuning in. GolfersUnite.com. Thank you for supporting it. Take care. Until next time.
Thanks for having me, Jeff.